So welcome. My name's Lori Putoto, and welcome to Healing from Within. This is like an amazing venue of all these healing modalities and all these people. And you're wondering, probably some of you, like, who is this woman? She's up here talking about healing from within. And I just want you to know that I'm really vulnerable, so I'm probably going to cry. And that's a good thing with me. So for me, my journey of really going inside started in December 12th of 08. That day I had got a phone call from my oncologist, and I was told I had an incurable cancer in my bone marrow. So my life felt like it was going 100 miles an hour, and it felt like it went to zero in that fast. And it's been an incredible journey. I'm almost 5 years. No cancer in my bone marrow. What they said was never would go is gone. And to me, miracles are natural. It's a part of who we are. And my healing, I probably won't even read this. I was trying to write all week and I hardly heard anything, so I'm just going to be real with you. I'm not here to try to impress you because I don't have any fancy words. I just want to be me. And that's how I healed. Because I had all these areas of myself that I thought I was shit. I didn't think I was good enough. I had a beautiful house. I had beautiful kids. I had an amazing husband. We were on top of our game financially. And I was pompous, arrogant, and full of shit. And then I got cancer, and I got it right between the eyes. And that's when my life stopped, and I got really still, really fast. Literally was on the couch. And I'm not saying that I wish that for anyone. That's just how it presented in my life. And how I framed it was all about how I healed. It was the best thing that ever happened to me. Because I got to really look at who Lori Putoto was. I wasn't Eric's wife. I wasn't Kelsey and Gabrielle's mummy. Who was I? I didn't know. I had put so many layers and layers and blankets and misidentifications and places where I thought who I was because I wanted to impress you and you and you, and I wanted to please everyone. But I couldn't even please myself. I couldn't even look at myself in the mirror and feel like I had value. So my intention today is for every person to look in the mirror and to feel their value. For my daughter to look into the mirror and see her value. I have a 3-year-old grandson whose name is Ashton. He's like the love of my life. And to me, I don't just do this work because I tell you, looking at yourself is not always fun. It's not a fun thing to do. Going, wow, I'm a real judgmental bitch. Because that's who I was. That's how I felt safe. So I had to make everyone wrong around me so I could feel safe. And what I'm learning, because this is a journey, I haven't arrived, I'm not pretending I've arrived, is that the deeper I go into my vulnerability, the safer I become, the more my world opens. And that's the legacy I want to leave. I want to leave my girls, my grandson, my great-grandchildren, that they can just be who they are. There's nothing wrong with us. We don't have to change who we are. We just have to stop pushing the trap door of all the places that we think we're wrong, or all the places and go, I better hide this, because if they smell the stink, they're going to run. And I've had a lot of people in this room have smelled my stink, and they haven't ran. They've loved me more. Pretty cool, hey? I was surprised. We've got Sri Mataji, who's one of the top monks in the Oneness University in India, as my mentor. Dr. Sadeghi, the top elite integrative doctors, who's my mentor. I'm not telling this to impress you. I'm just saying, I was like, why me? Who am I? And it's because of my commitment of diving in. I had to dive into the cancer. I didn't have to run from it. I dove into it again and again and again, and just saying, what do you want me to see? Where do you want me to open? How can I open even more? There's an Indian goddess, and I don't even know if I can pronounce her name. Her name, I think, is Kundaleshwari. I don't even know. It doesn't matter. She's a crocodile goddess. And I love the symbolism because she's on the back of the crocodile. And the crocodile is spinning her and spinning her. And because of all the places where she's cracked, she's more luminescent. So all those places, whether it's cancer, whether it's feeling like, we're not good enough, or whatever, all those places where we break open, that was the wound, how it came from me. It's just that she refracts more light. She's not broken, she's whole. But those little cracks, those little places where we let more light in, we allow more in. And that's all I've done. I've allowed myself to love myself. And I didn't even know what that was. I used to try to say it, because I tell you, I talked a good game. You'd be like, wow, she's really got her shit together. Because I had it dialed. Because again, I didn't want anyone to know what I really was. Because if you came into my house, it all looked perfect. But if you started to dig a little deep, then the game was up. So the truth is, and I see that more and more every day, is there's nothing wrong with us. There's nothing wrong with me. I don't have to change who I am. I just have to stop believing all the stupid shit that my ego tells me. It's really that simple. And becoming aware of what it was telling me. I didn't even have an awareness. I have two of my most amazing mentors sitting here in the audience. Corey and Lynn from the Breath Integration. I had no idea how much pain I was in. I didn't have any idea how much I was suffering. I had no idea. Until I really kept going in. I was like, holy shit, I'm really suffering. I'm really, really sad. I'm really, really lonely. I really, really need some help. I really need some help, because I was the girl who would go in my bedroom and cry, and then until I could put my smile back on and pretend like I had my shit together. And I tell you, that takes a lot of energy. It creates a lot of tension like that in the body. It's really hard to heal when we're like this tight. And so I had this generosity from other people. And as that generosity grew in myself, I could give generosity to other people. I look around me, I look at my life today, 5 years, I'm like, wow, it's so amazing. And it's just a reflection of what I'm holding about myself. Because, I'm a good person. I'm a good friend. Because I'm a good friend to me. And I tell you, has it taken a lot of work? Yeah. And it consistently takes a lot of work. I'm consistently diving in. I keep diving into some of the shit. Because the truth is our children swim in that. And I don't want my kids swimming in my shit. It stops here. I do this for my daughter, Kelsey. Like my daughter, Gabrielle, who's not here. Like I said, my grandson. I do it for them. Because I don't know how long I'm going to be here. Who knows? So this is me. This is Lori Putoto. Pretty simple. I like simple things. I love to read. I love flowers. I like great conversation. And I really like being real. And it's been one of the hardest things for me to be real. Because being vulnerable was so counterintuitive to who I was. It was such a deeply ingrained pattern that I kept going down that road, because I was so scared that if you knew, that if that person knew, if my husband knew, whoever that was, that I'd be really left alone. And the truth is, the more I've let myself go into my vulnerability, let people see who I am, the more people come to me. It's pretty cool. And it's not about perfect words, because I was really good at words too. When I first started my trainings, I had to talk in public. I wanted to impress you. I don't want to impress anyone. I just really want you guys to to love yourselves. I want you to feel what generosity feels like if you give to yourself, if you pick yourself first. And that was, for me, was a huge, it was not a belief. I thought that I was being a good mom, a good partner, if I sacrificed myself, if I gave, overgave and overgave and overgave. And then to come and say, no, you have to give to yourself, Lori. You have to be generous to you. You have to pick you first. And keep picking you first, and keep picking you first. And then watch what happens. Just watch what happens. So it's been an amazing, amazing journey of opening. And that's all I ask every day. Wherever your word, I just say, God, open me more. Whether you say creator, whether you say divine, whatever that word, higher power, I have no attachment to what you say. I'm just saying, try something different than using your own strength, because I had to surrender to a higher strength. Because my best thinking got me there. And I knew that that was not working. That just wasn't working. So I had to start opening to looking at it in a different way. And I made a commitment 5 years ago. I remember lying in my, well, a little less than 5 years ago, I was lying in my tub, completely bald. And I had a skylight above my tub, and it was all covered in a lot of snow, and but I could see the branch above from my tree, and it was covered in the snow. But I knew underneath that snow was life. I knew that it was dormant, but there was life. And that's how I felt. There was a part of me that had to die. I had to strip right down. Physically, I had to strip right down. I had to lose all, this is almost 5 years of hair growth. I came back early. Quite amazing. And you know, it's pretty cool to lose your hair. It's pretty cool to walk around. And I didn't wear a wig. I just didn't feel right. My mother-in-law made me some beautiful knit caps, and she would take me for walks. People showed up in my life that I never thought would show up for me. Then I grabbed onto that. I grabbed onto their love, their vision of me. My husband made me amazing meals because I was juicing, I was vegan, and we changed our whole diet, and he just adapted, just like that. No problem. He just learned it. So as I kept showing up for me, I had all these other people showing up for me. Back to my story about the branch. Like I said, my talk is going to be scrambled. I'm not even using this. This is useless. So I made this commitment. I made this commitment to God. I said, if you show me the way, whatever that way is, just show me the way. I don't need to know the how. I just want to heal. I just want to live for my girls. Because at that point, I couldn't quite give it to me. I could do it for my kids, but I couldn't quite give it to me. And I just didn't want them to have that result of having a mummy gone. And I made a commitment. I said, I will serve. I'll serve in whatever way you want, however you want. I don't really want to stand up here and talk about my stuff. I didn't really. It's something that's not like real fun. But I'm doing it because I want to serve in whatever capacity that is. And if I can touch one heart today, if I can open one person to go, you know what, I just want to come up to me. I want them to come up to me and give me a hug. Or if you want to have a cup of coffee, if you need to talk on the phone, if you just need to feel heard, to feel seen, that to me is amazing. There's so many people that won't look at themselves. And for me to be able to see myself in the way I see myself today, it's kind of mind-boggling. I keep showing up for myself in different ways that I'm like, who are you? Who is this person? So it's like, who am I? And that I'm keep reinventing myself. I let go of this 15-year piece of unforgiveness. I held this hatred in me for 15 years. I thought I'd forgiven. I'd done a lot of forgiveness work around it. But I really got clear about a month ago. And then this big boil, after I let it go, this big boil came out between my breasts, right where we nurture ourselves, right where we mother ourselves. And then the night when I decided to let it go, my arms ached. the ache so bad. I felt like I had full-on arthritis. And I knew that's how much I'd been holding. And I was able to just totally let this go. And, you know, I actually saw this person, and I don't know, 2 weeks later, and when I was looking at this person, I was like concentrating on how I felt. Was I really kidding myself? And I felt complete peace. And I could see the pain in this person's face. And I had compassion. And so I was so grateful because I've learned this amazing gift of forgiveness, what it truly feels to let go. And again, the body holds the shock. The body holds the trauma. Don't kid yourself. The body is the barometer for whatever we're emotionally storing. We can make up all sorts of things, but the body, we can let go like that. But the body will have a bit of time to recalibrate. It took me over a month to get rid of this piece that was coming out of me, just oozing out of me. And I'm like, that's a good thing. I'd rather read it out of me than inside me. So that was another part of the pus. I don't want my daughter to live in that pus. Daughters, don't want them to live in the pus. I don't want to live in the pus anymore. I know the contrast. Been there and been there. You choose. I kept choosing love. I can choose fear, or I could choose love. I didn't even know. I remember in my trainings, they used to say, be gentle with yourself. I was like, what's that? How does that even look? Even a run. I used to be a real runner. I was like judging the shit out of myself in my runs. Oh, you stopped. Oh, well, you might as well just turn around and go home. You wasted your whole run. Then I started to be able to stop in my walks and look at the birds and hear them sing and see the leaves on the ground and, you know, see a person walk by me and connect to them. I was like, wow, this feels totally different. So I went from a thinking world to a feeling world. So this is where I discern. Here. How does it feel? How does that feel? Close my eyes. How does that feel when I think of that way? Or how does it feel when I think of that way? Oh, my body's seizing up. Oh, maybe I like this. This feels more loving. This feels gentler. Is this going to maybe piss some people off? Maybe. That's okay. That's okay. Because I was the one who just would let myself trample all over myself. So that's okay. I've stopped wiping my feet on myself. So I guess in closing, I just want you all to really start to look at your own misidentifications. Look at any place that you're holding yourself in a way that maybe isn't for your best, highest purpose. And a beautiful way, we have a newsletter at our booth from Dr. Sadeghi, and it's called Putoto. We're all doing it. I'm doing it again. I'm doing it for 40 days because I love myself enough that I'm showing up for myself. And there's some days I'm like, I want to go to bed. I don't want to do this. No, I do it because discipline is the first piece of healing, of jumping into something that feels healing. So I write for 12 minutes. All you're going to do is write as fast as you can write. You don't even, it can look like scribble. You don't want to read it after, you just write for 12 minutes, whatever you're holding. And it's tapping you into your subconscious because we're 90% subconscious. And 10% is actually pretty liberal, saying we're conscious. So that's the driver's seat. That's what's in the driver's seat is our subconscious. All those patterns, all those beliefs. And so as you write, you'll start to have insights. You'll start to have awareness. And then what you do is you crumple that up, take it outside, put it in your little container, and you burn it. And you let it go. And then you show up again the next night. And you do it for 40 nights. And you want to have a shift in your life? Do that. For 40 days. For 12 minutes a day. Right? And I'm talking be real. You might want to say some swear words in there. Just let it out. And see how you feel after. And then you burn it, and you just see the fire as purification. You just surrender it. Just let it purify. And whatever is needed from that piece, it will just purify you. See, healing isn't that complicated. But we have to start looking here, not out there. We have to start trusting here. Keep trusting ourselves. What do I want to partner with? First thing that I heard was to find some woman to breathe people. Okay, that just sounded weird. Some woman to breathe me. I was like, okay, what does that mean? I don't know. I'd heard about breath integration, and Corey and Lynn do beautiful work. Their center is amazing. So if anyone, I'm a breath integration teacher as well. We do different modalities with the Healing Institute, but we're partnering with our community. There's no hierarchy, there's no competition, like, oh, you better come with me because what we're doing is better. It's not what we're about. We're about having a buffet table, and you're going to come up to the buffet and you're going to pick something completely different than I'm going to pick. But it's not wrong. It's just different. So that's what we're about. And so we're stepping into this community to just open ourselves to them. And so I would love for my team just to come up here and just to give you some, the face of some of my team here. So girls, you come up. We do actually have a guy too at the back table. So we're all just down in LA. Dr. Sadeghi did this beautiful deepening. So this is the start of us. This is like our crew. There's a few more that aren't here, but this is the face of the Institute of Healing Beings. And we just ask you to come to our booth with an open, empty heart and just let us show you our sincerity, because we are here for you and we stand for you as we stand for us, as we stand together, because the truth is we are connected. We are all one. So allow us to assist you in any way that you need to be assisted. And we're just going to play a song, and that's going to be the meditation. If you want to get up and talk, if you just want to sit quiet, it's a beautiful song. And if you could just focus on the words and just let that, whatever insights come, whatever images come. It's called I Choose Love. Thank you.
See tears, I see a choice, love or fear. What do you choose? I can see peace, or I can see war. I can see sunshine, or I can see a storm. What do you choose? No, I choose to love where freedom flies from my heart, where the light keeps shining. And I choose to feel the whole world crying for the strength that we can rise above. I choose love. I can see sharing, or I can see greed. I can see caring, or poverty. So what do you choose? I can see gardens, or I can see bombs. I can see life or death coming on strong. What do you choose? No, I choose to love where freedom flies from my heart, where the light keeps shining. And I choose to feel the whole world crying for the strength that we can a star. I see us dawning as one.